Hi there. Hi, Brendan. It's Brenda Tsiaousis, and I'm actually creating this video from deep down under in Tasmania, Australia. And I'd love to acknowledge you for the wonderful work that you're doing with your High Performance Academy at the moment. I love going through all your free videos. There's so much content to be had, and I'm really honored to be part of this competition as well, and the opportunity that you've given us to be part of this competition. So with that being said, I'd like to tell you just a little bit about my story first and then how my high performance points fit into that. 3 years ago, I immigrated from South Africa to Australia. And after I migrated, it took me a few months to decide that I wasn't going back into the corporate industry, but I rather wanted to start my business. When I made this decision of starting my own business, which is in the consulting, coaching, and training industry, I realized that there were so many days where I just didn't know who I was. I felt totally lost some days. I felt as if I was without purpose. Even though I had a purpose, I really didn't know what my true core purpose was. That started me on a sort of a soul searching journey, if I can call it that, where I really dug deep to find out who who am I and what is my purpose in life. It was something that was really close to my heart because I knew that there was more to me than met the eye. And I knew that in my heart I wanted to fulfill something which allowed me to contribute back to society, but also that created a fulfillment and a sense of peace in my life as well. Well, it took a little while in defining who I was and a little while in understanding what my core values were and how to put it all together to establish my business. There were 5 points that really stood out in this whole process, and it's those 5 points that I'd like to share with you and the viewers today. The first one is, first of all, to become aware of exactly what it is that you are thinking. Become aware of where you're at in your life and acknowledge it. It's like being an alcoholic and becoming aware of the fact that you have a drinking problem. And when you become aware of that fact and you acknowledge this is who I am, then you have a strong base and a strong foundation to work from. Now, when you become aware of the fact that you have negative thoughts that run through your mind every single day, you have limiting beliefs, you have things that you allow yourself to believe and to think which just aren't good for you, and you become aware that you have the ability to be able to change all of that, you have already taken the first step into creating that successful and fulfilling life that you desire, or that I desired at that specific stage. Once you become aware of these things, you can actually sit down and reflect as to, are they really serving me? Are these negative thoughts, are these limiting beliefs, are they serving me? Is where I'm at in my life right now really serving me? Do I want to remain where I am, or is there more to life? And with that realization, you can sit down and start planning on achieving that success that you desire in your life. With that, you can then make a choice. We all make choices every single day in our life, and it is the quality of those choices that define the quality of your life. Each and every one of us can choose to either have a fulfilled life or not, to define and understand and know your purpose or not, to make choices or not. Well, I made a choice in my life to fulfill my purpose, to go out there and make a difference in the world, to teach people how to get in touch with their core identity, to define themselves, to understand their values, and to build a business around it, finding out what their core message is and how to create a business from it, and also how to monetize that message. The fourth thing that I also realized, that without any action, you are going nowhere. You need to take action. And sometimes this action might create a bit of discomfort. You might need to move out of your comfort zone. And it's in that moving out of your comfort zone, it's when you take action that stretches you each and every day, that you are moving forward. You are moving forward in attaining that goal that you have set for yourself. Now, you could take small steps or you could take huge steps. I found personally that the more I stretch myself and the more pain I feel in terms of getting out of my comfort zone, that is when I'm growing the most. And yes, it isn't always nice. It does feel uncomfortable. But you know what? When you can move through it, you feel as if you've conquered something. You really feel proud of your achievements and you know that you're heading in the right direction. The last thing that I'd like to share is that most of all is to take responsibility, to be responsible for all your actions and your non-actions, your results as well as your non-results. You know, so many times we play the blaming game. I know I did. It's always circumstances beyond my control or things that are external to yourself. Well, you know what? Take responsibility for the internal things as well as those external things. Yes, you can't help it if the dog gets killed while running across the road, but you can manage your expectations. You can manage how you react to circumstances. You can manage and be responsible for your behavior and every choice that you make after that. This to me is probably the most important, is being responsible for the place that you're at right now. Being responsible for this is where I am, but this is where I need to be or where I want to be, and then putting a plan of action into place to be able to get yourself there. I hope that these few little tips, these 5 tips that I have used in my life, obviously there are so many other tips that I can share as well, but these are really key to making that change and becoming aware of who you are and where you are and what it is that you want for in your life. When you know what it is that you don't want, the contrast is that you now can decide on what you do want. You can identify what you do want and put into place an action plan that will get you there daily using small or large steps, whatever is the best for you, and then to take 100% responsibility for where you are and where you're heading. Thank you very much for the opportunity once again to be able to share these insights with you and the viewers. Take care and go well.